What's up? I'm Dan Fredenberg, and this is another Chance Encounter. Hey, what's up? I'm Dan Fredenberg. I'm a commercial real estate guy. I'm from the internet. Power line today is kind of close. What's up again? This is Dan Fredenberg. I have more than one person with me today. I have Avriel today. That's the main point here. We got a co-host Rocky here. But Avriel, can you please introduce yourself for the audience?
Yes, so my name is Avriel DuVerney. I am the CEO and owner of Stone to Stone Solutions, which is a real estate investment firm that help new entrepreneurs that are interested in real estate start building their portfolio one stone at a time.
Easy peasy. That goes right in with what we're doing with Let Me Do a Deal. We got an imminent TikTok channel coming out here, Rocky. But Rocky, can you please introduce yourself for the audience?
Yeah, sure. Hi, I'm Rocky Manrique. I'm new to the industry about 2 months in, and I just graduated from Ohio State University of Computer Science and Engineering. So I'm trying to see how I can leverage my tech background in this new space of real estate.
All right, good stuff. Good stuff. If for those of you in the audience that don't know how this works, first I go through the 5 different motivations that people have for their next commercial real estate investment or property that they want to buy a piece of. I say, hey, which of these 5 is you? And then I go through the 6 different roles in a commercial deal, and I say which one's your core competency, and the more accurately what you'd be looking to contribute to the next commercial deal. But let's take a look at the first section here. We got Rocky gets to be part of the peanut gallery here, and I mentioned that for beginners, one of the issues is that you might not know what role you're going to play in the acquisition, the operation, possibly flipping of the commercial property, but at least you know why you're doing it. So let's go through these 5 different motivations. The first one's preserving purchasing power. So if you rely on cash flow from your wealth to make ends meet, then that's going to be what you're into. You're looking to preserve your purchasing power from being eroded from inflation. The next motivation is my one, which is I'm eager to trade time for wealth instead of trading my time for my tech salary and then paying a whole whack of tax and then getting some wealth. I might as well work directly in the business. And I believe that that's pretty similar to Rocky's situation as well. But the next reason, which is not on Rocky's mind, it's on her mind, but it's just like wishful thinking more than anything else because she's in her early 20s. It's fast tracking retirement. It's got to be the most common reason that I end up hearing for people wanting their next commercial real estate property. And that's part of it, is that you are educating yourself to find better returns by being more active. But there's something that's implied in fast tracking retirement, which is that there's an endpoint in mind. And so this person might be at risk of becoming an accredited investor and saying, forget it, I'm selling it all and moving to the Philippines, never to be heard from ever again. But that's in stark contrast to the next group, which they're so ambitious, they want to buy their entire hometown. So they're never going to quit working. They're just going to keep going and going and going, like the Energizer Bunny. Every team, an Energizer buddy. But in contrast to that level of ambition of always having to have the skyscraper with your name on it, some people have some section of society that they want to help out directly, and they realize that accumulating wealth is the best way for them to make that happen. Because after all, you don't see many hospitals with the name of a librarian over top of them. And while it's really, really noble work, it's the accumulation of wealth that has real measurable impact. So those are the 5 different motivations. What combination of those 5, which 5 resonate with, which of them resonate the most with you, Avriel?
I'm going to pick the last 2. So I really want to go back to my hometown and buy up everything in my hometown. Only because I had experience, in my hometown where My grandmother owned land, and the land was taken away from her. So it has been my mission in life to go back to my hometown and buy back what was taken from my grandmother. So that's my ultimate goal.
Exactly. Put it in your shoe. Just makes me think of Jimi Hendrix, right? So yeah, that's awesome stuff. And the next segment is the roles, the core competency piece. So usually with that, I start off with the repositioner for the audience, if you're not too familiar with commercial deals. So a repositioner, they're in the acquisitions business. They're looking at a lot of different properties and they're figuring out which ones actually have some upside. And how do you get upside from a property like this? Well, there are two main ways. One is through more efficient operations or more effective operations. Like, I've got the Benjamins going down the toilet here. And part of that is to show that, bookkeeping is part of operations, the people who are handling the money, and then also the marketing. Like that's part of my gig. So making sure that vacancies stay low. These are all important things that the repositioner has to know that they can end up increasing the value through its acquisitions. But a lot of the time, that's not going to be enough. So they get a team of contractors and they make the place nicer. And then that way they can charge more in rent. So the property ends up making more money. But if you're like me, you're from the internet, then you're going to need a local. You're going to need somebody nearby who can make sure that the operations are actually doing their job and that the contractors are finishing what they're supposed to be in a timely manner and all that kind of fun stuff. But this is what most people think of when they think of taking down an apartment complex. But the reality is, a bank's going to be involved. The financier, you have to go to them and say, hey, I want to buy this property and it's worth tens of millions of dollars. So can you lend me tens of millions of dollars by any chance? And they'll say, okay, so this is the team. That's all cool. But who's your sponsor? And if you haven't heard this yet, you're going to be like, snap. Okay, a sponsor is a person who already owns a similar asset. Okay, so if you want to buy a 350 unit apartment complex and you want to get a loan for it, you're going to have somebody in the fold who already owns a 350 unit apartment complex. And then the other thing is you need a balance sheet in here of at least the value of the loan. But that there is the 6 pieces of an apartment complex deal. So out of those, what would be your core competency that you'd be most likely to bring to your next commercial deal?
I'm an integrator. So I'm going to go with probably the operations side and I think you said repositioner.
Yeah, side. Repositioner,
yeah. So I'm going to go with those two because right now I'm the integrator, but ultimately I want to be the sponsor.
That makes lots of sense. And so like when I hear integrator for you in the audience, I'm thinking that, some of us, especially if you're remote based, you have to understand every side of the die. You have to understand what makes a really good team. And then you're constantly making different teams. But that's not the same as a capital raiser, which is a kind of financier. So a lot of people, that'll be a piece of what they do as well. But that's cool. The next question I have for you is what I call the buy box. In other words, your ideal property. So what kind of details can you tell us as far as like unit counts, geographic areas that make it really ideal for you and just fewer like yeses and nos going through your head, just simple for you? What kind of property is best for you?
Okay, so the team that I'm working with now, we mostly invest in C-class. So we like the value adds. So they're going to be 100 units up, right, in the Sun Belt area, which would be in the Texas area. We're working on one in Baton Rouge right now. So those would be the qualifications or the things that we are looking for, because we're just looking to add on to whatever is out there right now when I say value add. So some may not know what value add is. It's just when you take over an apartment building and you're going in and you're adding value to that apartment building that's already stabilized. So that would be some qualifications that we're looking for right now.
All right. That's awesome. So that's the perfect or ideal property. So the next part, and we have to be careful about this part because there are SEC restrictions. You're not allowed to entice investors. But every real estate person has a type of real estate person that can help more than all the others. We have to be able to help all of them, but there's always going to be a perfect person to help. So you already said it's more like beginners. So it's people like Rocky who are fresh to this and learning the ropes and figuring out how they can fit in. Is that the best person to reach out to you?
Yes. So yes, I'm always looking to partner, even with people that are advanced, because I'm always looking to learn. So yes, but yeah, anyone like Rocky is if they're interested, yeah, they're more than welcome to reach out.
All right, cool. So since we're getting into some fresh new territory here, Rocky, do you have any questions that you think would fit in to get a better picture of Avriel's investor profile?
Oh gosh, so I already know a little bit about you, and I think your story as to how you got where you are is so exciting in general too. But yeah, I think your vision and what you want for the near future, as far as what you'd be looking for in someone with that more experience, what are the areas that you feel like you're also trying to get to in the future that you would, be intrigued to partner with someone and to get that experience as well?
I think I would be looking for more seasoned GPs, which are general partners, within the role of actually the sponsorships for taking down larger deals. Because ultimately, I said that, I wanted 100 doors or more, but my ultimate goal is to own 6,000 doors. So someone that's owning more doors than what I currently have in my portfolio, those are the seasoned investors that I'm looking for that could actually take me to the finish line of me achieving my 6,000 doors.
Awesome.
I gotcha. Awesome.
Awesome. So I have one thing for the people in the camera right over there, which is if you look under the camera somewhere like the video, there's this terrible, awful, evil red button that says subscribe, and it always makes me so sad. So you really should click it and turn it gray, because that means that YouTube will pay for these videos instead of me, and that's much better. So please do hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything. It means that my videos might show up in your list of suggestions. It's not that convenient that I can guarantee I'll be on there, but it'd be nice, but that's not going to be the case. So it doesn't cost you anything. So please, with sugar on top, click the button. And but Avriel, it's been absolutely fantastic speaking to you today. This has been great. And for those of you who don't know me, my background is in marketing and technology and automation. So it's all the lead capture and helping with personal branding to make sure that you have as much outreach for yourself, your career, or your business. But I'm Dan Friedenberg. Avriel, thank you so much for joining me. All right, awesome, and thank you, Rocky.
Mm-hmm.